Hi there. I'm Scott Holderbaum and on Fairfield Public Access Television. I am the station manager, Channel 9. Also, you can see us on the web at fairfieldpublicaccess.net. Out here today at the middle school, and we're going to meet with the principal, Mr. Daly, and he's going to be kind enough to take us on a tour of the area where potentially the fifth graders will be joining the middle school. We'll cut right back in here once Mr. Daly has joined us. And we're outside the middle school right now. I've got Mr. Daly with me. And would you just kind of take this and walk us through? I know we're out here in the bus area, but walk us through what's going to happen for a fifth grader.
Sounds good. A lot of concerns have been raised about where the kids are going to enter the building, exactly where the kids, the fifth grade, would be the students that we're talking about, where they're going to go for their classes and how the situation is going to be handled. So we just kind of wanted to show you physically what we were thinking about here at the middle school. We've had an opportunity to take several people on the tour, but this will give us a chance to kind of show you. Right now behind me, this is where currently 4 buses come from the high school and drop off our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and they all enter the building through the front doors. What we're considering now with the fifth graders, if this is to happen in the fall, there will be two buses that will bring the students, the fifth grade students, from the high school to the middle school, and they will park along that area of the arc. This way, there's actually a physical separation. Those students would get off the 2 buses there, go up the steps, and they would actually have an opposite entrance, a different entrance on the east side of the building. So,
let's take a walk over there. We'll pick up there and we'll cut here. We'll bring back when we get to those doors. Now, Mr. Daly, we're over here on the east side now, and this is the path right here. So, as I understand it, those are the main doors where we were before, and that's where, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are going to go, and then 5th grade is going to come up this path and going to have the camera kind of walk with us to show us the path we would be taking.
Okay, absolutely. This is where the 2 buses would drop the 5th graders off separately. They'd come up these steps right here, and they'd come up this path, which leads them to what we call our northeast doors. As we walk along here, you can also see the open field area from here to the trees. In this area where the students would also have an open play area for recesses and such, if that's what's decided on for the 5th grade students. So we have an actual open area right here out the back doors where the kids can come to right away.
So they've got their own area and just a place that just for them.
We currently do not use this area for anything right now.
Okay.
It's just kind of open space. So this would be the 5th grade area.
Out here at these east-facing doors, to be honest, I didn't know they existed. I don't think I've ever come around. I've been over at the swimming pool over there, and I think maybe there might have been soccer in this particular field a number of years ago, but I don't recall east-facing doors.
This is an area that's not used a lot. We currently do not have students coming and going by these doors, so the fact that we'd be able to isolate and only bring the 5th graders in on these doors won't be a problem at all. Our students now know that they're supposed to come and go by the front doors just so we can control traffic. So these would be the doors the students will go in. There's a landing area here. They just go up about 20 steps and they'll be in the buildings. One of the concerns they'll be in their rooms. One of the concerns that people do bring up is the fact that their 5th grade student may be with an 8th grade student. Right here just to the south of us, this is what we call our 8th grade wing. That's where the 8th grade students have 90%, 85% of their classes. So you can kind of see the physical separation where the 5th graders will be upstairs in 6 classrooms, and the 8th graders are in a completely separate wing away from our 5th grade area.
And lunches wouldn't be together, things of that, they would be timed differently?
We currently right now run on a 2 lunch system. Half our 7th graders and 6th graders eat together. The other half of our 7th graders and 8th graders eat together. So we can obviously adjust that situation, what will be best fit the needs of our students.
We just came through those orange doors that we saw there, and we are now at the top of the stairs. So there are just a few stairs that the kids would have to come up. Now this hallway is really where the 6th graders are going to be.
Right, it would be
or
the
5th
graders.
Helps if I get it right. 5th graders. I'll let you take this and kind of have the camera come on up with us and walk us into the area.
As you can see, the students would come in the door and they'd come up these steps. This would be the hallway with lockers and everything else. We have anywhere between 70 to 95 lockers that would be set aside for the students to use whatever they may need for shoes, clothes, whatever. Okay. But as you look down through here, you can see that we have 6 classrooms. There's 3 that are actually behind you that can be set up. These 3 doors right here can be used for our 5th grade use, as well as as we move this way down the hallway, You have a classroom here that would be a fifth grade classroom, as well as the first two doors open down the hallway. And by doing this, with these classes being so close, these classrooms being so close, the students come in the doors, the farthest they have to walk in the building is 50 feet, and they're in their classroom, or to get to their locker, drop stuff off when they come here in the morning. One of the nice things about this area, too, is that it has its own bathrooms, boys and girls, for the students' use, that they can have access to, as well as water fountains. This area of the building also we can set on its own bell schedule. So if it's decided that the fifth graders need to rotate differently or come in and out of the class at different times, they're not stuck to what we do here at the middle school already. We can be flexible enough to give them what they need as far as the bell schedule.
That's fantastic, allowing them to really be on their own, so they get used to a bell system. But other than, and they, from what you said, they'd be on a separate lunch schedule if needed, and they've got their own recess area. They've got an isolated set of classrooms, so they could be integrated as little or as much as really the fifth grade teachers and administration desired.
Absolutely.
Any downsides to this plan as far, obviously we've got some shifting and moving of things, but outside of that?
Well, just a couple downside things that I could consider would be anytime you bring kids out of a building, and Fairfield's been set up the way it has been for quite some time, yeah. 20 years I think is the number we've talked about. Emotion becomes part of it, and concern of the parents. And when we start looking at data and you start looking at the physical setup, we can't really find any major hurdles that scare us. But as a parent, I know you're sitting on the other side of the table, and that's a concern. So, yeah. If there's a concern, it's the emotional part. And we're trying to answer those questions as best we can, but there's always going to be some fear.
Well, and one of the things about those questions is people tend to discuss one another. If I've got a question, I've got a fourth grader that's going to be a fifth grader next year. If I had a question, who do I contact? Do I give you a call? What do I do?
We have several people that are willing to answer any questions you may have. I'd love to talk to you and answer any questions you may have. You can also go to our website. We have information on there in regards to the fifth grade coming to the middle school and the Lincoln closure.
And that's the Fairfield's Future?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
www.fairfieldsfuture.org. So,
okay.
And that's always acceptable. And you can always contact any of the principals or any of the administrators in the district, and they'd be more than happy to answer questions.
Fantastic. Anything else that we missed here? Or?
I don't think so. Again, I think this area of the building provides flexibility, which you mentioned, and we need to do what's best for the kids. And that's the decision that needs to come about, how we can best handle these kids and put them in the best learning situation.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Again, back outside of the middle school at the what would become the fifth grade entrance. Again, Mr. Mike Daly was here with us and took us on a tour of not only the way the separation for the entrance for future fifth graders, but also the upstairs fifth grade wing. One of the important things that I think he really brought out is what they're focusing on is really what they believe to be best for the kids. And if you've got questions, comments, concerns, or just anything you need to bring up, he said, both he is available, you can contact, or head through the website at fairfieldsfuture.org, and information is available there on the website, as well as a way to be able to post questions and get answers. You've been watching Stuff here on Fairfield Public Access Channel 9. My name's Scott Holderbaum, station manager, and stay tuned for more on this coverage.